The Plaza Hotel in New York City was fully decorated for the most anticipated wedding of the year. Christmas lights everywhere, giant trees covered in artificial snow, floral arrangements that cost $100,000, 300 confirmed guests, a wedding dress that cost $75,000 waiting in the presidential suite. Everything perfect. Everything planned down to the smallest details for an entire year. The wedding was scheduled for December 26th, the day after Christmas. And now, Christmas Eve, December 24th at 8 p.m., Mariana Carter, 29 years old, an architect, was sitting in her hotel room holding her phone with trembling hands, rereading the message she had just received from the groom. Mariana, I can't do this. Cancel the wedding. Sorry. Ryan. Nothing more. No explanation. No call. Just a cold text message. Canceling the $1 million wedding. Canceling a year of planning. Canceling the future she had imagined. And doing it by text. On Christmas Eve. Mariana looked at the dress hanging up, at the suitcases packed for the honeymoon in the Maldives, at the bouquet that had arrived early, and she couldn't process it, couldn't feel. It was as if her brain had shut down to protect itself from the impact. Before continuing with this emotional story, subscribe to the channel to always receive special stories like this one and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. The hotel room door opened. It was Paula, Mariana's best friend and maid of honor for the wedding that was no longer happening. Mari, you disappeared from dinner. Your mom is worried. Paula stopped when she saw the expression on her friend's face. What happened? Mariana couldn't speak. She just handed over the phone. Paula read it again, and exploded. That son of a... He called off the wedding by text. On Christmas Eve, one day before the ceremony. I don't understand, Mariana finally managed to say, her voice coming out mechanical, distant. Yesterday everything was fine. Yesterday he was. He was excited, talked about the honeymoon, about the vows he wrote. How can he from one day to the next? Where is he? Where the hell is he? I don't know. He doesn't answer calls. He just sent this. Paula grabbed her own phone, called Ryan. Voicemail, called again, voicemail, sent a text. No reply. You need to go there, to his apartment. Demand an explanation. This is absurd. No. Mariana stood up, and something in her face changed. Shock was turning to anger. I'm not going to chase after him. If he wants to cancel, he cancels. But I'm not going to beg for an explanation. Mari, call my mum. I need to tell her, and the guests. God, the guests. 300 people coming tomorrow for a wedding that won't happen. Mariana's mother, Sylvia, arrived 5 minutes later. When she found out, she almost fainted. He called it off? Where is he? What happened? I don't know, Mom. He just sent a text and disappeared. A text! Mariana, this wedding cost $1 million. Everything is paid for. Everything is ready. How can he just... I know, Mom. I know. But what do I do? Force him to marry me? Sylvia sat down, hands trembling. You need to call the hotel, cancel, tell the guests. My God, what an embarrassment. What a humiliation. And that was what hurt the most. Not the breakup, but the way. The public humiliation, the scandal. Everyone knowing she was left at the altar, literally at the altar, a day before. The next few hours were a nightmare. Calls to guests, emails, texts. The wedding has been cancelled. We apologize for the inconvenience. No explanation because there was none to give. Replies came quickly, some with solidarity. I'm so sorry, Mariana. We're here if you need us. Others with poorly disguised curiosity. But what happened? And some with veiled judgment. I always thought this wedding was too rushed. Mariana responded to them all mechanically, like a robot, because if she stopped to feel, she would completely fall apart. Around midnight, when all the guests had been notified, when the hotel had confirmed the cancellation, when the scandal was officially complete, Mariana allowed herself to sit on the hotel room floor and cry. She cried for everything, for the wasted year of planning, for the dress she would never wear, for the cancelled honeymoon, for the vows she wrote and would never recite, for the future she imagined that evaporated in a 3-line text. Why did he do this? She asked between sobs to Paula and her mother who were with her. What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, Paula said firmly. He is the jerk. He is the coward, not you. But there has to be a reason. People don't cancel $1 million wedding one day before without a reason. Then he should have given you a reason, should have had the courage to talk to you instead of sending a text and disappearing. Mariana wiped her tears. I need to talk to him. I need to understand. Tomorrow. Go there tomorrow. Today is Christmas Eve. Today you rest. But how to rest? How to sleep knowing her whole life had been turned upside down? Mariana lay on the king-size bed in the expensive hotel room, wearing a silk robe, surrounded by the luxury Ryan always insisted on providing, and she felt more miserable than ever. Ryan Mitchell, 35 years old, billionaire, heir to a real estate empire, owner of Mitchell & Sons, one of the largest construction companies in the country. They had met 2 years ago at an architecture event where Mariana was presenting a model for an affordable housing project that had won a prize. Ryan was there because his company sponsored the event. "Your project is brilliant," he had said, approaching after the presentation. "Social architecture. I rarely see something so well thought out. Thank you. It's my passion. Dignified housing for everyone." "Do you work alone?" "Yes, I have a small firm. Honestly, I do more pro bono work for NGOs than for paying clients." Ryan smiled. "Idealistic. I like that." They started dating. He took her to expensive restaurants, sent flowers to her office, introduced her to his family, his widowed mother Beatrice and younger sister Caroline. After 6 months, he proposed. "Marry me," he said with a $500,000 ring. "I want to build a life with you. Literally, I'm a builder. You're an architect. We're perfect together." And she said yes. How could she not? Ryan was kind, generous, successful. He was everything she was supposed to want. And she loved him. Or thought she did. Or loved the idea of him. In their 2 years together, Ryan was always attentive, always present, always supporting her career. When she won another prize, he threw a surprise dinner with all her friends. When she lost an important competition, he spent the night consoling her, saying it was only a matter of time until they recognized her talent. "You're amazing," he always said, "and one day the whole world will know." There were no red flags, no warning signs, no hints that he would leave her the day before the wedding. That's why it hurt so much, because it made no sense. No sense at all. Mariana finally fell asleep at 4 a.m. from pure exhaustion and woke up at 7 a.m. to knocking on the door. It was the hotel manager, looking embarrassed. "Ms. Carter, I'm very sorry to bother you so early, but there's a delivery for you." "A delivery?" "A gift, a large one. Says it's urgent." Mariana put on her robe and went down to the lobby. There, a huge box wrapped in red and gold gift paper with a giant bow. It had a card. "For Mariana. Open on Christmas Day. R. Ryan." He sent a gift. Called off the wedding, but sent a Christmas gift. Mariana picked up the card, hands trembling with anger. This man has the nerve to send a gift after calling off the wedding? Paula, who had come down with her, was equally furious. "Open it. See what it is. And then throw it in his face." Mariana was about to tear the paper right there, but the hotel manager, seeing the commotion, suggested delicately, "Perhaps you'd prefer to open it in your room, for, privacy?" So, people were watching. People discreetly taking photos with their phones. The story was already leaking. Jilted bride opens ex-fiancé's gift. They took the box upstairs. It was heavy, needed a bellhop's help. In the room, Mariana took a deep breath. "I don't know if I want to open it. I don't know if I can handle any more surprises from him." "You need to open it," her mother said. "There might be an explanation inside, or another stab wound." But she opened it, tore the paper with more force than necessary, opened the box, and inside, documents, stacks and stacks of documents, contracts, medical reports, photos, and a letter. Mariana grabbed the letter first, her hands trembling so much she could barely read. "Mariana, I know you're angry. I know you don't understand, and you have every right. But you need to know the truth. The whole truth before you hate me completely. I'm sick. Terminal cancer. Pancreas. Stage 4. The doctors gave me the diagnosis 3 months ago. 6 months to live, maximum. Probably less. And before you ask why I didn't tell you, let me explain. When I found out, you were at the peak of your career. You had just landed that big contract, that affordable housing project that was going to change everything for you. And you were so happy, so fulfilled. And I couldn't destroy that. I couldn't turn your life upside down with my illness. I thought about breaking up right away, thought it would be easier for you, but I was selfish. I wanted to stay with you as long as I could. I wanted to have these months, These days, every second, I scheduled the wedding, stupidly believing that maybe the doctors were wrong. Maybe I had more time. Maybe we could have at least a few months as husband and wife before the inevitable. But yesterday I went for a new round of tests, and the news was worse than they expected. Much worse. I don't have 6 months. I have weeks. Maybe days. My body is failing faster than they predicted, and I realized I can't marry you. I can't make you a widow weeks after being a bride. I can't legally tie you to me only for you to have to deal with a funeral, paperwork, inheritance, the whole bureaucratic nightmare. It's not fair. So I called it off, and I know it seems like cowardice. I know it seems like abandonment. But it's the opposite. It's protection. It's love in the only way I can show it now. The documents in the box. All contracts related to your projects that I financed. They're paid off, transferred to your name. You owe me nothing. And there's also the apartment. The one in Brooklyn Heights that you always loved. It's in your name now. I paid for it in full. There's also an investment account. $2 million to make sure you never have to worry about money, so you can focus on social architecture without needing to take projects just for money. I'm not doing this out of guilt. I'm doing it because I love you, and because I want that. When I'm gone, you have everything you need to be happy, to keep changing the world with your amazing projects. You'll hate me. I understand. But please, one day when the anger passes, remember, I loved you. Loved you with every cell of this body that's betraying me. And I would have married you if I could. I would have built an entire life by your side if fate allowed. I'm sorry I didn't have the courage to tell you in person. I'm sorry for doing this on Christmas Eve. I'm sorry for everything, but I'm not sorry for loving you. That, I'll never apologize for. Mariana read it once, twice, 3 times, and she couldn't process it. She looked at the documents in the box, medical reports with the diagnosis. Pancreatic cancer, stage 4, metastasis to liver and lungs. Prognosis, 4 to 8 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. Ryan was dying, and he didn't tell her. For 3 months, he pretended everything was fine. Planned a wedding knowing he was dying, and then called it off to protect her. My God, Sylvia whispered, reading the letter over her shoulder. He's dying. Paula was in shock. Why didn't he tell her? Why did he keep this secret? But Mariana knew why. Because Ryan was always like that, always protecting her, always putting her first. And even dying, even facing the end, he thought of her first. How to spare her pain. From bureaucracy, from complication. I need to see him, Mariana said, standing up. Now, I need to go to him. Mari, it's Christmas Day. Maybe he doesn't want... I don't care. He's dying and he didn't tell me. And he thinks he can protect me by pushing me away. No, I won't allow it. Mariana dressed quickly, grabbed her car keys and left. She drove to Ryan's apartment on the Upper East Side like a madwoman. Traffic was empty because it was Christmas morning. She arrived in 20 minutes. The doorman recognized her. Ms. Carter, Mr. Ryan said he didn't want visitors. I don't care what he said. Either you let me up or I go up the emergency stairs. The doorman saw the determination in her eyes and relented. Mariana went up to the penthouse where Ryan lived, knocked on the door. No answer. Knocked again, harder. Ryan, open this door. I know everything. Open it or I'll break it down. Silence. Then a weak voice from inside. Mari, go away. Please. No. Open. More silence. Then the door opened slowly. And Mariana saw Ryan and her heart stopped. He had lost weight. A lot. At least 30 pounds since she last saw him 2 days ago. His face was sunken, eyes with deep dark circles, skin with a yellowish tint. He was wearing a loose sweatsuit, and even so, you could see how his body was consumed. My God, Mariana whispered. Ryan, you shouldn't have come. I didn't want you to see me like this. Like this? You're dying and you didn't tell me. Exactly why. Because I didn't want you to see me like this. I didn't want your last memories of me to be of a sick man, wasting away, dying. Mariana entered, closed the door behind her. How dare you? How dare you decide for me? Take away my choice. I was protecting you. Protecting me? From what? From being by your side? From taking care of you? From having these last days, weeks with you? Ryan sat on the sofa, as if his legs couldn't hold him anymore. He looked like he had aged 10 years. I didn't want to be your burden. I didn't want to be the reason you cancelled projects, interrupted your life, turned into a nurse instead of an architect. I love you. You wouldn't be a burden. It would be. It would be what people who love each other do. They stay together, especially in the hard times. And the wedding? I would turn you into a widow before you completed a month of marriage. Do you think that's fair? Fair? None of this is fair. You having cancer isn't fair. You dying at 35 isn't fair. But pushing me away, lying to me, calling off the wedding by text, that's not fair either. Ryan put his face in his hands. I don't know what's fair anymore. I only know I didn't want you to see me like this. I didn't want you to remember me like this. Mariana knelt in front of him, held his hands that were always strong, now fragile, bony. Ryan, look at me. He lifted his face, eyes full of tears. I love you. Not because you're strong, not because you're healthy, not because you're a billionaire, but because you're you, and I want to be by your side. In what you have that's healthy, and in what's sick, in what's strong and in what's weak, do you understand? But you'll suffer. You'll see me get worse. You'll have to. I'll be with you. It's different. Shared suffering is diminished suffering. I don't know if I can bear you seeing me like this. Then don't bear it, but give me the choice. Let me stay. Let me decide. Ryan cried like a child, and Mariana hugged him, feeling how his body was fragile, broken, and cried with him. But before discovering what happens next, leave your like here on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new stories. Do you think Mariana was right to insist, or was Ryan right in trying to protect her? Also, tell me which city you're watching this video from. I'll mark your comment with a special heart. Now let's get back to our story. Mariana stayed with Ryan the entire Christmas day. They didn't leave the apartment, just stayed together on the sofa, her hugging him lying in her lap, talking about everything and nothing, about how he discovered the illness, about doctors who tried treatments that didn't work, about the physical and emotional pain of hiding it from her for 3 months. Every time you talked about the wedding, Ryan said, voice weak, every time you showed me a photo of the dress or talked about the honeymoon, I was dying inside, because I knew I was lying. I was letting you plan a future that wasn't going to happen. Why didn't you tell me? From the beginning? Because when I found out you had just landed that contract, remember? The affordable housing project in the Bronx. The biggest project of your career up to that point. You were flying, and I couldn't clip your wings. I couldn't make it all about me. But I would have wanted to know. I would have wanted to be by your side from the beginning. I know, but I was selfish. I wanted to have you happy, wanted to see you shining, wanted to store memories of you smiling, not of you crying because your fiancé was dying. Mariana wiped her own tears. And now? How much time do we really have? Ryan hesitated. The doctors said 4 to 8 weeks, but yesterday in the tests they discovered the metastasis accelerated. It's in the bones now, too. The pain is intense. I'm taking morphine, a lot of morphine. Is that why you lost so much weight? I can't eat. Everything hurts. And when I eat, I vomit. My body is shutting down. Mariana felt like screaming, like punching something, like breaking everything because it wasn't fair. Ryan was only 35. He was a good man, generous, who donated millions to charity, who treated his employees with respect, who never hurt anyone. Why him? Why now? What can I do? She asked. How can I help? You're already helping. By being here. I thought after the text, after cancelling everything, you'd hate me. Never want to see me again. How could I hate you? You're an idiot for doing it the way you did. But I understand why, and I love you, Ryan. Sick or not, dying or not, I love you. He kissed her hand. I love you too, more than I can express. They stayed silent for a while. Then Mariana said, Let's get married. Ryan looked at her, confused. What? Let's get married, now, or as soon as possible. If we have weeks, then I want to be your wife in those weeks. Mari, no, I already explained, I don't want to make you a widow. And I already explained, I don't care. I want to have this time as your wife, legally, officially. I want to be able to make medical decisions for you if needed. I want to have the right to be by your side in any hospital. I want to have the right to love you completely and totally, with nothing stopping us. Ryan was crying. Are you sure? Absolutely sure. I've never been so sure of anything in my life. 3 days later, on December 28th, in a private courthouse that opened especially for them, Ryan and Mariana got married. Ceremony with only 5 people. Mariana, Ryan, Paula, maid of honor, Mariana's mother, witness, and Ryan's mother, Beatrice, who cried from start to finish. Ryan was in a wheelchair, couldn't walk without help anymore. The pain was so much he needed an extra dose of morphine to get through the ceremony, but he was there, wearing a suit that hung loose on his wasted body, but smiling, really smiling. Mariana wore a simple white dress, not the $75,000 dress she had bought. That dress was for a different wedding, for a different future. This one was for reality, for love in limited time. Ryan Mitchell, the judge said, do you take Mariana Carter as your wife to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? Ryan looked at Mariana, eyes full of love and sadness. I do, for as long as I have. For as Mariana Carter, do you take Ryan Mitchell as your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? I do, and I will honor every second. They exchanged simple wedding bands, no diamonds, just gold, pure, real. I now pronounce you husband and wife. They kissed. A soft kiss because Ryan barely had the energy, but it was a kiss full of meaning, of farewell and beginning at the same time. Thank you, Ryan whispered, for giving me this, for giving me joy even at the end. It's not the end, Mariana whispered back. It's the beginning of us, officially. Mariana moved into Ryan's apartment that same night. She wasn't going to waste a second staying in a separate place. Every minute was precious now. The first weeks were difficult. Ryan's pain worsened each day. He needed help with everything, to bathe, to dress, to eat, and Mariana did everything, with love, without complaining, without showing tiredness even when she was exhausted. They hired a nurse to help at night. But during the day it was Mariana who took care of him. She cancelled all her projects, postponed commitments, and dedicated herself completely to him. You should be working, Ryan said one day when she was giving him his medicine. Your project in the Bronx, it can wait, you can't. I feel like I'm stealing your life. You're giving life. This is our life now. And I'm exactly where I want to be. Beatrice, Ryan's mother, visited every day. She and Mariana took turns caring for him. And in the process, they created a bond of two women loving the same man, seeing him slowly leave. Thank you, Beatrice said to Mariana one night, while Ryan slept under the effect of morphine, for being here, for not running away when you found out. How could I run away? I love him. Many people would have. Many would have said it wasn't their obligation, that an engagement wasn't marriage, that they could just walk away. I'm not many people, and he's not my obligation. He's my choice, a choice I make every day to be here, to love him, to take care of him. He was very lucky to find you. I was lucky to find him too, even if our time is short. 2 weeks after the wedding, Ryan had a crisis. The pain was unbearable. He had to be hospitalized. Mariana stayed by his side in the hospital 24 hours a day, slept in an uncomfortable chair, ate hospital food, didn't even leave to shower properly. Mari, Ryan said one night, voice almost inaudible, you need to go home. Rest. My rest is here, with you. You're killing yourself for me. I'm living, really living, every second with you. He held her hand with a strength he shouldn't have anymore. I was so lucky, so incredibly lucky to have you. I was lucky too, to have you, to have this time. I don't have much more time, I can feel it, my body is giving up. Then we enjoy what we have. We don't think about the after, we think about the now. Ryan was hospitalized for 5 days. When he returned home, he was even weaker. He almost never got out of bed. Mariana set up an improvised office in his room so she could work on her laptop while staying next to him. What are you drawing? He asked one day, seeing her sketching on her iPad. A project, small, a school in an underserved community. Nothing too elaborate. Can I see? She showed him, and Ryan smiled, really smiled for the first time in days. It's beautiful. Will you build it? If I can get funding. But probably not. NGOs don't have money for projects like this. I'll fund it. Ryan, no, listen, I have money, a lot of money, and when I'm gone it goes to you and my family. But I want to see at least one of your projects come to life. Before I go, may I? Mariana was crying. Are you sure? Absolutely. Call the NGO. Tell them you have funding. Start the project. Let it be my legacy. Through you. And that's what she did. called the NGO that managed the community, explained she had anonymous funding, started working on the project for real. And she told Ryan about the progress every day. Today I defined the building's orientation to maximize natural light. They'll save a lot on electricity. Today I chose materials, all sustainable but affordable, accessible. Today I finalized the floor plan. Ryan, it will have a library, a computer room, a cafeteria, everything those children deserve but never had. And Ryan listened to it all with a smile on his face. Even through the pain, even wasting away, he had joy seeing her dream come to life. 3 weeks after the wedding, in the second week of January, Ryan woke up in the middle of the night. Mariana was sleeping in the bed next to him. She had swapped the double bed for 2 twin beds pushed together so he had more space, more comfort. "Marie," he called, voice weak. She woke instantly. "What is it? Are you in pain? Do you need medicine?" "No, just want to talk. Is that okay?" She sat up, turned on a low light. "Of course. What do you want to talk about?" "About after. About when I'm no longer here." "Ryan, please, I need to say this. While I can." She held his hand. "Okay, talk. When I'm gone, I don't want you to stop living. I don't want you to get stuck in eternal mourning. Promise?" "I can't promise that." "You can, and you need to. Marie, you're 29 years old. You'll have a whole life ahead of you. You'll have projects, achievements, joys, and you'll have someone, one day, maybe years from now, maybe decades, but you will. And when you do, I want you to know it's okay. It's not betrayal, it's not forgetting, it's life continuing as it should be." Mariana was crying silently. "I don't want anyone. I only want you. Now you do. But one day you'll want to live fully again. And I authorize it. More than authorize it, I ask it. I ask that you be happy, that you love again, that you build a new life. How will I do that? How will I love someone after you? The same way you loved me, completely, honestly. You have an infinite capacity for love, Mariana. Don't let it die with me. You won't die. Part of you will always live in me. Promise? Promise you'll live? That you'll be happy?" "I promise. But now you promise. Promise you'll fight. That you won't give up yet." "I am fighting. Every day, every hour. But the body has its limits, and I'm reaching mine." "Then let's make every moment count. Every second." Ryan smiled. "We already are. This here now is all I need." They spent the rest of the night talking, about memories, about the first time they saw each other, first kiss, first I love you, about plans they had that won't come true, about gratitude for the time they had. "If you could go back," Mariana asked when dawn broke, "knowing how it would end, knowing about the illness, about the end, would you still choose me?" "Yes, 1,000 times yes, because these 2 years were the best of my life. And these last weeks, despite the pain, despite everything, were the most meaningful, because they were real. They were us, without masks, without pretense, just love. I would choose you too, always." The last week of January, a month after the wedding, Ryan slipped into a coma. His body finally gave up. Doctors said it was a matter of days, maybe hours. Mariana didn't leave his side, held his hand, talked to him even without a response, sang songs he loved, read aloud the progress on the school project he was funding. "Ryan, the foundation was approved today. Construction starts next week. Your dream is becoming reality. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for fighting so hard." In the early morning of January 30th, exactly 1 month and 2 days after the wedding, Ryan passed away, peacefully, without pain, with Mariana's hand in his. She felt the exact moment, felt when his breathing stopped, when his body completely relaxed, when he left. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no. Please, just one more day. Just one more day, Ryan." But there were no more days, no more time, just the end. Mariana kissed his forehead, cold, lifeless. "I love you. I'll always love you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this time, for letting me be your wife, for teaching me about love, about sacrifice, about living completely every second. Rest now, without pain, without suffering. Rest knowing you were loved, completely, profoundly, forever." The funeral was 3 days later. Small, only close family and intimate friends. Mariana was numb, functioning on autopilot, accepting condolences, thanking everyone for coming, but feeling as if part of her had been ripped out. The day after the funeral, Ryan's lawyer came to speak with her. Ryan had left everything organized, a detailed will. Besides the apartment and the $2 million he had already transferred before, there was more. Much more. You inherit 60% of the company, the lawyer explained. Ryan left 20% to his mother, 20% to his sister. But you have the controlling stake. I don't understand running a company. I know nothing about large-scale construction. Ryan knew. That's why he left a complete management team. Competent directors who will continue operating. You only need to make important decisions, and you have a board to help. He thought of everything. Of course he did. Mariana laughed through tears. He always thought of everything. There was also a letter, a last letter, that Ryan wrote 2 weeks before slipping into the coma. My beloved Mariana, if you're reading this, it means I've already departed, and I sincerely hope it was peaceful, that I didn't suffer much at the end, that you were by my side. Thank you. Thank you for staying, for not running away when you found out, for insisting on marrying me, for giving me the gift of being your wife, even for such a short time. This month with you as my wife was the happiest month of my life, even with pain. Even knowing the end, because it was real, it was us, it was love in its purest form. Now, about the inheritance, I know you'll be confused, maybe even angry. Why did I leave the company to you? You're an architect, not a businesswoman. But I trust you. I trust that you'll use the company's resources for good, that you'll continue the affordable housing projects that were always the passion of Mitchell & Sons but were never the priority. Now they can be. With you in charge, they can be. Use the money, use the resources. Use everything I left you to build the world you always dreamed of. A world with dignified housing for all, with schools in underserved communities, with opportunities for people like you who came from humble backgrounds but have immense talent. Be the bridge between the world I came from, wealth, and the world you come from, humility. Show that money can serve a greater purpose than profit. And please live, love again, be happy, not out of obligation, but because you deserve it, because life is too precious to be wasted in eternal mourning. I'll always be with you, in the projects you'll build, in the people you'll help, in the legacy you'll leave. I love you, loved you until my last breath, and I'll keep loving you wherever I am. Until we meet again, Ryan. Mariana folded the letter carefully, kept it with the first letter, the one that came in the gift box. They were treasures now, pieces of him that remained. 6 months after Ryan's death, Mariana finally returned to work. The school he had funded was almost finished. A beautiful building, functional, full of natural light and open spaces. The best school that community had ever had. He would be proud, Paula said, visiting the construction site with Mariana. I hope so. I hope that wherever he is, he can see it. He definitely sees it, and he's definitely smiling. The school inauguration was in September, 8 months after his death. Mariana invited all the children from the community, and when they entered, eyes wide, mouths open, marveling at the library, the computers, the clean and beautiful cafeteria, Mariana knew she had done right, that she had honored his legacy. This building, she said during the inauguration speech, was the dream of 2 people, mine and that of my late husband, Ryan Mitchell. He is not here physically, but he is in every brick, in every window, in every book in the library, because it was his love that made this possible. It was his generosity that gave these children a better future. And I promise, this is just the beginning. We'll build more schools, more housing projects, more opportunities, because that's what Ryan wanted, that's what I want, that's what the world needs. 1 year after his death, Mariana visited the grave for the first time since the funeral. She had avoided it because it hurt too much. But now, a year later, she felt she was ready. She brought flowers, sat on the grass next to the headstone. Hi, she said, feeling silly talking to herself. It's been a year without you, and it was. It was the hardest year of my life, but also a year of growth, of purpose, of honoring you. I took control of the company like you asked, and I changed the focus. 30% of projects are now affordable housing, subsidized, lower profit but greater impact. The directors complained at first, but they're seeing the results. We're changing lives. I built 3 schools, 20 housing units, and I'm just getting started. Every project is in your honor. Every brick is my way of saying thank you, for loving me, for trusting in me. And about what you asked me, about living, about being happy, I'm trying. It's hard, because part of me died with you, but another part is growing, is learning to smile again, to dream again. I'm still not ready to love again. Maybe I never will be, but I'm living, really living, and that's what you wanted, right? The wind blew, rustling the trees around her, and Mariana swore she could feel Ryan saying yes. 2 years after his death, Mariana was at an architecture event presenting her portfolio of social projects when she met Daniel. He was a civil engineer, worked with sustainable construction, had a passion for social impact projects. They talked for hours about architecture, about social responsibility, about legacy, and Mariana found herself laughing, really laughing, for the first time in 2 years. "Sorry," Daniel said at one point, "I'm talking too much. I just get excited when I meet someone who understands, who shares the values." "No need to apologize, I get excited too. It's rare to find people who see construction as more than profit." "Are you married?" he asked, noticing the wedding band Mariana still wore. "I was, widowed, 2 years ago." "I'm sorry." "Thank you." He was special, believed in me, in my dreams, funded my first big project. He sounds like an amazing man. He was. He is. Part of him still lives, in the projects, in me. They exchanged contacts, started collaborating professionally. Daniel had a small engineering firm. Mariana had the resources of Mitchell & Sons. The partnership made sense. And little by little, very slowly, the partnership turned into friendship. Friendship turned into something more. Mariana fought against it, felt guilt, as if she were betraying Ryan, as if loving someone else meant forgetting him. But then she remembered his words. "Promise you'll live, that you'll love again." It's not betrayal, it's life continuing. 3 years after Ryan's death, Mariana and Daniel started dating. It was strange at first, uncomfortable. Mariana still compared everything. Daniel is quieter than Ryan. Daniel isn't as generous. Daniel doesn't understand certain things that Ryan understood, but Daniel was also special in his own way. He was patient, he was kind, he respected Ryan's memory instead of competing with it, understood that Mariana would always carry Ryan in her heart, and he didn't mind. "He shaped you," Daniel said once, "made you who you are today, and I love who you are. So how can I not respect him?" 5 years after Ryan's death, Mariana and Daniel got married. A small ceremony. Simple. In the same church near the school that Ryan had funded. And when Mariana exchanged vows with Daniel, she wore 2 wedding bands. The new one from Daniel on her left hand, and Ryan's old one on a chain around her neck. "Is this weird?" she asked Daniel before the ceremony. "No, it's perfect. Because it honors the past and embraces the future. It's who you are." During her vows, Mariana said, "Daniel, you taught me that the human heart has infinite capacity, that loving you doesn't mean loving less who came before. It means expanding love, growing, evolving, and I'm grateful for your patience, for your understanding, for accepting all parts of me, including the part that will always belong to Ryan." Daniel replied, "Mariana, when I met you, I saw a strong, passionate, dedicated woman, and the more I knew you, the more I understood. That strength came from love. Love that Ryan planted, love that you cultivate, and I feel honored to add to that love, not replace it, add to it." 10 years after Ryan's death, Mariana was at an awards ceremony. The project she created, a network of integrated schools and housing projects, had won an international award for social architecture. "This award," she said during her acceptance speech, "is dedicated to 2 people. My late first husband, Ryan Mitchell, who taught me that money is a tool that can build or destroy. He chose to build, and gave me the means to do the same. And my husband Daniel, who taught me that love can exist in multiple forms, that honoring the past and embracing the future are not mutually exclusive, that we are the sum of all the people we have loved. These 10 years have been a journey, from pain to healing, from loss to rebuilding, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: love does not end with death. It transforms, evolves, but it remains. And when we use that love as fuel to do good, to help others, to change the world, then those who have departed never really left. They live through us, through our work, through our legacy." That night, after the award ceremony, Mariana visited Ryan's grave. She hadn't been for years, but she felt the need. "I won an award today," she said, sitting on the grass like she did years ago. "A big one, international. But you know what I thought when I received it? I thought, Ryan would be proud. 10 years, 10 years without you, and there are days that still hurt, that I still miss you, that I still cry. But there are also days of joy, of fulfillment, of love. I married again, I'm sure you know, and I hope you approve. Daniel is good. He's not you, no one will be. But he's good in his own way, and he makes me happy. Different from the happiness I had with you, but happiness all the same. Thank you. Thank you for loving me so completely, for trusting me, for planting seeds that keep growing. Every project is a fruit of a seed you planted. And thank you for giving me permission to live, to love again. I know that was hard for you, but it was a gift, the greatest gift you could give. She placed flowers on the headstone, kissed her fingers, and touched his name engraved in the marble. Until we meet again, wherever that is, whenever that is. Until then, I'll keep living, loving, building in your honor, always in your honor. Mariana stood up, wiped her tears, and walked away. Back to life, to Daniel, to projects, to the future, but carrying Ryan with her. Always. Because true love never dies. It just transforms, and Ryan transformed Mariana, made her someone better, stronger, more dedicated. And that was his legacy. Not money, not the company, but the transformation he caused in her. And through her, the transformation he caused in thousands of other lives. And in the end, the story wasn't about a billionaire who called off a wedding. It was about love so great it survived death, about courageous choices, about honoring memory by living fully, about understanding that the end of one story can be the beginning of another. And both can be beautiful in different ways. Ryan gave Mariana a month, just 1 month as husband and wife. But in that month he planted seeds that grew for decades of love, of purpose, of legacy, and Mariana honored those seeds, watering them with work, with dedication, with a life lived completely, because that's what he asked, and because that's what she owed herself, to live, really live, not just exist, and that was the greatest tribute she could make. Comment down below eternal love to let me know you made it to the end of this video, and I'll mark your comment with a special heart. And if the story of Mariana and Ryan moved you, I have another even more surprising one to share with you. Just click on the video that's appearing on your screen now, and I'll tell you everything. A big hug and see you at the next emotional story. Bye-bye.